Friends, welcome to this edition of Healing Hands. Healing Hands is a program which focuses on health and health-related issues. Stroke is what we are talking about. Today is the 29th of October, and today is designated as World Stroke Day. Now, what is a stroke? A stroke occurs when the blood supply to the brain is cut off in any way. Now, this can occur in two ways. Number one, when the blood supply is blocked, then we call it an ischemic stroke, a lack of blood supply, an ischemic stroke. The second is much more dangerous, when the vessel bursts, then we call it a hemorrhagic stroke or a intracerebral bleed. So these are the two kinds of strokes which we commonly deal with. The next question is, what are the symptoms of a stroke? How do you recognize a stroke? Well, it depends upon which part of your brain is involved. The most common is, if the right side of my brain is involved, the left side of my body is paralyzed. This is the commonest. You find your face going to one side, like this. You find your arm coming down like this. You find your speech, which is being involved. If the left side of your brain is involved, your speech is involved. So if you find somebody whose face is not symmetrical, whose arm and leg is weak, who cannot walk, who cannot speak, that is the time to immediately seek medical attention. But all symptoms are not so clear-cut. Some of them are extremely subtle, very hard to recognize. Now, these symptoms can be just suddenly seeing double, what we call a double vision, or feeling giddy. They wake up in the morning and tend to fall to one side, or a difficulty in walking, which is mainly what they feel is unsteadiness, or a numbness of one side of the body. Now, all these can be just swept away as it will pass. But unless one is sure, do not wait for it to pass. We are losing valuable time. We have a time window of about 3 to 4.5 hours. Beyond that, we still have options, but the best option is as early as possible, between 3 to 4.5 hours. It is important that we handle the stroke as early as possible to give him the best chance of recovery. Now, in 1995, a new drug came in which was used to dissolve the clot. Now, this was called thrombolysis. This is when we dissolve the clot. But as time went by, we found that not all clots could be dissolved. Some clots would not be dissolved. Therefore, we had to go in and take out the clot. This was called thrombectomy. Thrombectomy, or taking out the clot. This was the next step, which gave us an extended time window up to about 6 hours for the best results. We still can go as far as 24 hours, but the best results are within 6 hours. And this is what we should all target for, 6 hours. To get the patient to the hospital, to have a CT scan done. If you have a stroke or someone you love has a stroke, the first thing to do is to get him to hospital as early as possible. Not any hospital, a hospital which has got a CT scanner. And even that is not enough. You need to get to a hospital which has got a CT scanner and a neurologist who can handle stroke immediately, who has facilities for thrombolysis, who has facilities for thrombectomy.